Hello, welcome everybody. Hello to everybody in the chat. Good to see you there. Please hit that like button on your way in. It's going to help with notifications. Hit the subscribe button or check your button as well. I'm Natalie, and this is Scientology Life After a Cult, where we recap what has the internet buzzing about Scientology news. And I also pepper in my own story of 35 years being in Scientology, growing up in Scientology, and leaving with 3 generations of my family. I'm so happy that you're here. We have a lot to cover today. Big thank you to my fabulous mods. Dip Me in Glitter's here. Nancy's here, and my Tony all in there. If you have a question, put the word question in all caps if you can, and then have the question follow. It will help us find it and get to as many questions as we can, because you're going to have questions. There will be questions. Let me tell you, with what we're sharing today, there will be questions. We're going to be talking about the Cardone's latest fundraising effort and how they're violating GoFundMe rules for it. How D.O.A, who's a YouTube creator who has over 500,000 followers, just called out Danny Masterson and Scientology. We're going to have an update on D.O.A, Defender of Ants, who's still in jail. And of course, we're going to be talking about LA Cam and Danny being released from jail. And I've got some great clips about that. We also need to talk about what's happening in Denver. Denver Scientology audit, the link down below to his video. This is Jay. He could use a lot of support. Go sub up over there and support him. He was detained yesterday after a false call. Surprise, what? A false call. Scientology made a false call? A false police call? What? Weapons. It was a false weapon call. And yeah, we'll share what happened. We got clips from that too. It was crazy. It was crazy. So get comfortable, settle in, and we're gonna talk about it all. Let's start with the Cardones. Let's start there. So if you don't know, ELENA Cardone and Grant Cardone, her husband, are high up level Scientologists, one of the biggest donors to Scientology. They give millions. I think I heard it was over 100 million so far to Scientology. And what is it used for? That money is used by Scientology to harass critics of Scientology. It goes into their war chest. They're harassing Leah Remini with it. They're harassing countless other people. They've done it for decades, since the inception of Scientology. I do want to say something here. So please, if I could have your attention, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sharing this. We're not going to get into the politics of it. I'm sharing it because this is about the Cardones violating GoFundMe rules for what they're doing. So save your, political stuff. We don't want to get into that. I should say maybe you guys do, but I don't. I want to focus on the Cardone thing here. So thank you for respecting that as we move forward. Okay. So ELENA Cardone creates this GoFundMe. And it's for Trump. They're trying to raise $355 million for an unjust judgment. So you can read it. It's this whole thing about why they support him and blah, blah, blah. And, standing up for hey, I'm all for not having a ton of government overreach. But the way they're going about doing this and utilizing GoFundMe is a bit sus. Because for one, let's talk about it here. For one, aren't they billionaires or a billionaire? Isn't Grant Cardone a billionaire? So I don't know. Couldn't he just donate a bunch of money? And maybe this is just me being petty, right? I will say maybe it is. It just rubs me wrong when a billionaire is raising money for another billionaire, especially when it comes to their legal defense, which is not allowed on the GoFundMe. So I'm going to show you. There is a link on my community page. On my community page, I shared the rules for the GoFundMe, where they say, if you go take a look at this, if you can read small print and see it here, I cannot. It tells you what would be a violation of GoFundMe rules for fundraising. And one of them is that you cannot use GoFundMe to raise money for the legal defense of alleged financial and violent crimes. You just can't do that. So yeah, doesn't it kind of scream scam? If you got some time in your day to day and you want to go over and report that at GoFundMe that it's a violation of those rules, please do. Please do. But once again, the Cardones just putting themselves out there in ways that just don't help them. But gotta admit it, I'm here for it because then we talk about it. What got me really on fire today was actually I saw it yesterday, this video from JD Delay, which we're going to share. I got to tell you, I have really gotten into the post-prison creators. I don't know if there's a name for it. These guys who have gotten out of prison, like what Tommy does on the lifeboat. And there's a few of them that I follow now, and it's exciting stuff. I find it informative and also entertaining. But I like it. I've really gotten into it. And I think this guy is kind of he's a big deal. He's a big deal. He has over 500,000 followers. He also gives a great shout out to Aaron at Growing Up in Scientology, which I thought was super cool. So we'll give a little listen here.
Hey everybody, how's everybody doing tonight, man? We have some new news on this whole Danny Masterson saga, and I just got to tell you, it's a little bit iffy, y'all. Like, some stuff has definitely gone down. Some stuff has transpired. So we're going to get into this in just a second. First off, if this is your first time hanging out with us, I just wanted to say welcome. Everybody from, if it's your first time hanging out with us, to the day ones, man, because we got some people that have been riding out with us for a long time, including our mods. Big love and respect to the mods for keeping this a cool place to hang out without a bunch of trolls, without a bunch of nonsense, man. Our mods are the best in the biz, and they keep this a cool-ass place to kick it, man. This isn't as much of a
move forward just a little bit.
A lot of stuff that went on with this. Also, the Church of Scientology, I want to say, I don't know that I've touched this as much as I should have in the past. The Church of Scientology stopped these women from coming forward for literal decades. So the Church of Scientology is just as complicit in this. Any rage or upset, like any type of feelings that you have towards somebody who does this to women, anybody who is complicit in it, anybody who covers it up, anybody who makes excuses for them, anybody who tries to hide it, they are just as complicit as the person doing the actual act. And the Church of Scientology is 100% guilty in that. They drug this out for decades, not letting victims come forward. And they have a long-standing history of that. And we're going to get into the Church of Scientology a lot more here in the near future. And if you want to see cool content about that, Aaron from Growing Up in Scientology is doing an amazing job exposing them over there and what they're doing. So he's touched a little bit on some of this, and he's a really good guy, man. I highly recommend that people go give him a follow if you want to know more about the dubious and devious, disgusting and disturbing acts that the Church of Scientology be kicking on a daily basis over there, y'all.
Isn't that great? Isn't that just great? I just love that. I love that he gives Aaron a shout out, and he's totally right. Aaron's has been doing an amazing job for years now. And I love too that they're covering the Scientology part of it too. Scientology's role in what happened with Danny Masterson and his victims. That's something that some of the other creators in this space with, I don't know what to call it. Somebody tell me, what is the genre? It seems weird to say guys who got out of prison and now are on YouTube. Is there a word for it? Somebody tell me in the comments or in the chat. Whatever it is, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And mostly I love that he's calling out Scientology because like I was saying, other creators have covered Danny Masterson, what's happening with him in prison, the threats to his life, him going into the, protect me, I might harm myself, everything. But this is the first time I've really seen one of them call out Scientology. And it's fabulous. So link down below, you can see the whole video. He actually gets quite into it. It's really good. It's ex-con content. Is that what it's called? Ex-con content? I don't know. That's shorter than how I was describing it. But whatever it is, I really like it. And probably mostly because they're calling out Danny Masterson and Scientology, but still, I'm even watching other content of theirs as well. So I like that. I came across something, or actually, you know what? Either somebody sent this to me or I came across it. Scientology materials by L. Ron Hubbard show up in the oddest places sometimes, right? And here's the thing. You're going to see these lectures. This was on X, and there's a link down below to the original post, was in Goodwill. and found Scientology lectures, these lectures by L. Ron Hubbard. Here's the thing, though, when you see them, what some people who see them might not realize is these are like some of his prime alien stuff. I mean, like where he really gets into what he calls the whole track, which is all of our previous lifetimes and what he calls space opera. And I mean, he gets into it. So take a look at what this person found in Goodwill. I'm going to mute it just in case that's a copyrighted song there. But like Theta Clear Congress, Infinity, that's when you do the course on the ship on the free winds. And a lot of these would be so far over the head of an everyday person. It's one thing to like somebody dumped all their materials and it looks like some of them have not even been opened. And in Scientology, these things are like crazy expensive. They're CDs. I wish I knew where this was, what state this was. I might have to go back and look. The State of Man. I think that's another course that's done on the free winds. L. Ron Hubbard's congresses, the whole thing. These are all lectures by L. Ron Hubbard with companion courses that go with them. And they are at Goodwill. I don't know which Goodwill, but that's a lot of money. I mean, they could probably be sold to Scientologists, maybe. I don't know. They all have that same look too. Scientology's marketing has that same look to it. But this just cracked me up. Like, wow, they're in Goodwill and still nobody's buying them. You know what? I'm going to find out. I'm going to go back to the original poster and be like, where are you? And are they still there? Because now I got to know. BB, no. You're asking if, I think the church donated that stuff for free to attract people to the church? No, they don't give anything away for free. Remember, even their way to happiness booklets that they hand out, they have Scientologists pay for those. And then they get handed out. Same thing with the trooper. This is all funded. So no. And also they wouldn't put those lectures out because some of them, you listen to them and he gets into some stuff that if you've never heard about Scientology, even if you have, it's going to be a little bit like, what's he talking about? Spaceship, spacecraft, fighting battles. Like it's a whole thing. And I can't believe it's there at Goodwill. Okay. Let's talk about the two protesters who were freed from jail yesterday. We're going to start with Danny and Danny's reunion when he came out. I just love this so much. I really do. It was it just was so great. This was a happy moment. I'm sure you guys feel that as well. This was a happy moment. And this is from Leah's stream, linked down below to the whole thing when Danny got out of jail. There's part of it that's a little, the signal's not so great, I think, for her when she's recording, but you'll get the sentiment, you'll get the message.
Yes. Hi, guys. It was horrible in there. Please don't go inside. Don't go inside.
I haven't slept whatsoever. But he does have court, guys.
I do have court.
You
know how good it was in there? It smelled like shit. It smelled horrible.
So I heard that you were only drinking the juice, the orange juice.
I only drank the orange juice. The food looked disgusting. I would ever, and the milk and everything.
Well, no. He's out.
They let me out. They're gonna let me out too. Oh my god!
Oh
my god! Oh my god! Man. Oh my god!
Cam's going out, guys.
Oh, doesn't just get you. Oh, so amazing. That was such great news when Danny came out of there where he never should have been to begin with. And he went right back to protesting Scientology after getting some good food. Yeah, that was amazing. And then Cam comes out. Let's take a look at that. This was so great as well to see them both out there.
Yeah! Free at last. How you feeling, brother?
Bro, I'm good. How you doing? Damn, freedom.
How's the air smell?
Bro, it smells beautiful. Holy shit, it smells like juice in there. First time I went in there, the guy serves me and he puts on a glove, and I'm like, I hope you're not putting your finger in my mouth. He's like, no, we don't do that here.
Yeah, they did, Christina.
Yeah, I came back and they were like, and I was like, where's Danny? He's like, oh, he's going home. And I was like, oh, good for him.
I'm going out here after I was done with you, and I saw him. I thought it took me a second to process it because I was like, that looks so much like Danny.
Yeah.
And then first thing he said is, "You're about to be released too."
Right, thank God.
What did they say?
Fantastic. And it was really fun. If you go and you finish watching some of these streams and Scientology Audit, Streets LA, William Good stream, they get together, they go and people donated. Cam was able to get another phone. They go and get him a phone at the Apple store. Confident Chris has a great stream about that. They go and they all eat together. It was like family dinner. It was just so fabulous. It was so fabulous. Oh, it made me so happy. But here's the thing. DOA is not out. DOA is not out. And we have a couple clips with updates from that last night. Lara FM was there. Finding out more information. William shares a few things. So let's take a look at that. And this is from, I think they were at the Hollywood station trying to find out more about DOA Defender of Ants, who is being held. Sounds like with a conspiracy to do something with tear gas, yet he didn't even have pepper spray on him or tear gas. And there was no conspiracy. But hey, let's just keep him anyways. That's Scientology and LAPD math. It just does not add up. We can't make it make sense, right? As Serge would say, literally, Serge, make it make sense. We cannot make this make sense. So give it a listen.
You have him in custody. I'm looking for information about, is posting bail an option?
Yeah, why is he being held on false charges?
We won't be able to post bail for him until what? What was that?
Do we need to get a lawyer to get him out right
Until
now?
he goes to court. When is his court date? Wednesday? What time? 8:30 to 5, is that what you said? And which courthouse is that at?
Who's in that town?
Department 30 Criminal Courts Building? Okay, thank you. Is there anywhere else that I should check online to get more information to confirm that, or?
Do you need it?
Okay, perfect, fantastic. Okay, so Department 33 of
Do you
the
have the
Criminal
booking
Court.
number?
You have him in custody.
So a little bit of information there about how sounds like he has a court hearing on Wednesday, where it is, when it is. And William Good was there. He went in and asked more questions to, just find out what the deal is. There was some confusion about something earlier, and I think he was trying to sort that out. So let's take a look at that.
They just never should have booked him. This should never have happened.
Right.
And to say that they're holding his man for evidence. Evidence of what? Oh, she's coming to clarify. Or she's going to take a dump.
She's taking a poop. They're closing the gate. Guys, this is exactly why.
We're not gonna go back inside. We're leaving.
So disgusting.
Well, they left
This is exactly why I left her. If you really need a pee, you got a Mission Impossible it if you really need
So
a pee.
again, why are they even closing this? Right?
Yeah.
They don't want to hear. So they're unhappy that we're here, And
Documenting all this. That's why they had the fact that they're holding his van.
for pepper spray that he did not have.
Exactly. They're holding his van for pepper spray that he did not have, for tear gas that he did not have. It's It stinks. It stinks in the jail and it stinks outside. This whole thing stinks. And yes, hashtag free DOA. I'm glad that they're there supporting him and working to get him out of there and keeping people up to date to it as well, up to date about it. So, you know, Cam, Danny, they get out. Everybody heads right back to La Poubelle to do some protesting and raise awareness. And it was crazy. It was like there were fire trucks, there was a police response, there was supposedly somebody was up in the roof stuck in some kind of electrical cable, but nothing seemed to come about that. At one point when the fire trucks are there, the owner drives by in her Tesla with no plates and just keeps going. Or maybe she went around the corner, who knows. But I think this is linked down below. This might be from Mindy Willen's stream. But like I said, it's down below. Check it out.
Hold that, and I don't want to push it, just to let you know.
Guys, that was the owner right there. She just passed by because she doesn't have a license.
Oh my gosh.
And then I zoomed in on the cover. She's driving. She's going.
Oh, wow.
She's actually
Oh. Your chat has such great scanners.
That's crazy.
No, supposedly someone got stuck in an electrical cable.
In La Poubelle?
On top of the...
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. So apparently, Tao saw the owner of La Poubelle. We call it La Poubelle. The owner of La Poubelle was watching us, and she sped away in her Tesla. I guess she doesn't have license plates. So that's a good reason to not want to be around the police, even though the police are really supporting them, and it's unrightfully so.
I just love that. She just, just keeps driving, goes by her own restaurant. Ooh, Popo's there. Going to keep driving because I don't have plates. I don't know what's up with that. I really don't. Kayla, thank you so much. Why move Cam and Danny but leave DOA at Hollywood Station? All had the same charges, 8th Amendment, but it seems LAPD doesn't care about human rights. Well, I think you summed it up correctly there at the end. Street shared at some point that DOA had gone before a magistrate prior or while he was there. I was a little unclear about that part. So if someone can clarify in the chat or the comments, but that was part of why they were going to hold him. I just don't see how this is going to move forward. So we are definitely going to be watching and keeping an eye on it and see what happens. Rabbit over at Down the Rabbit Hole News, she did a good little recap of this as well, and how yesterday we were talking about, a lot of you had questions about why isn't local media covering this, and NBC, the local NBC affiliate, did show up and they did some recording. I've got links down below to the NBC coverage itself, which they take out all mentions of Scientology, and then a link to what the guys actually said, what Danny and LA Cam actually said. Those links are down below. And it is pretty evident that it was just, they edited out everything about Scientology. Ooh, why would they do that? Why would you do that? It's not like it's not a huge part of the story. But fine, so be it, because people like JD DeLay with over 500,000 followers on YouTube are calling them out. People like Rabbit from Down the Rabbit Hole are calling them out. We're all just going to keep calling it out. Take a listen.
So it sounds like the Squirrel Squad did their interview, which is amazing and great. But I have a little bit of a concern the way in which this is being reported.
Danny Masterson, they say they were protesting that restaurant, but other businesses, the restaurant and those who work in the area did not want to go on camera for fear of being targeted by protesters, but they say they were so scared of the protesters. At least one business closed early, and staff told us they had to cut their hours because of this. Now, on the other side, protesters shared video with us as they were filming. You see a man hit a phone out of one of the protesters' hand. They say they were trying to tell customers and staff not to support the restaurant when things turned violent. A protester tells me he pepper sprayed a woman after she hit his phone out of his hand. He says one of them also clipped his leg with her car when they were trying to make sure they did not leave the parking lot before police arrived. Now, the protesters say police arrested 3 of them, but LAPD tells me only 1 person was arrested for battery.
So police arrested 3 of them, but LAPD says only 1 was arrested. Is this the same kind of tactic that they did to Aaron, where they arrested him, but really didn't arrest him. And then we got into the semantics of a detainment and arrest. I mean, my understanding is that they took them inside of a building, and they took their rights away for several hours. I would have equate that as an arrest. I don't know about you guys.
The protesters just got out of jail. That's what they say. They say they spent the night there. And here's what they have to say as well as a business owner.
We're the most peaceful we can be. We don't vandalize. We don't put our hands on anybody. If anything gets out of control, it's usually the people walking by that get aggressive with us, because it is a public sidewalk and we have the right to film anybody walking on a public sidewalk. And at the end of the day, we're just doing what we do, raising awareness about how bad some of these places are in Hollywood.
Can I make sure?
What in the world? There's a link down below to what they actually said. The entirety of their interview, definitely worth a watch. A couple streamers caught it, and I've got a link to one down below to see what they actually said, which was so much more than that. But like I said, everything about Scientology was just taken out of there. Nothing weird there. Nothing to see there, right? That's not odd. That's not strange. The whole reason and purpose behind it with the ties to Scientology. We're not going to cover that, though. Ridiculous. About as ridiculous as what happened to Jay over in Denver. I've shared a few clips from Jay and what he's doing over there at Denver Scientology Audit. And get over there, sub to his channel. He was detained yesterday on a false weapons call. And I've got a couple clips about this that we're going to go through, and we're going to talk about this. Because as per usual, ridiculous.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Keep walking towards me.
Yes, sir. Currently, I'm at gunpoint right now, being addressed by several police officers that have me at gunpoint. Sir, I have no bad intentions. Yes, sir. I will do everything you ask. Just please let me know if you need anything from me.
Hey guys, block that street. Green, block those traffic. Keep walking towards me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Keep walking.
Yes, sir.
Turn around.
Yes, sir.
Keep your hands up. Go to your knees.
Yes, sir.
Cross your feet.
Yes, sir.
Put your hand on top of your head.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
All right, so that's when they detain him. And I've got another clip where he's speaking to, I think, a couple of the officers, and he handled it well. He was just polite, compliant. The response was overkill. I mean, I get it. They have to take these calls seriously. There was a helicopter. He shares in a link. I forget if it was 7, 8, 9 police cars, but in the clip I'm going to share, he talks about that. So this is when he's in cuffs.
Okay, guys, I'm currently being detained. Yeah, so I'm around my neck, and yeah, right there. That's my wallet. So if you see the lanyard,
I see. Okay.
Yeah, that's literally everything else. That's a battery bank.
Perfect. Okay.
Guys, I'm currently being detained, so please, if you could leave my phone right there.
Yeah. Can you right here?
Yep, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Do you mind if I ask what the call is?
Yeah, so we had a weapons call here.
Okay.
All right, multiple males. So we're doing the investigation right now, but with you
Absolutely.
being outside of the building, that's the reason why we're contacting you, detaining you.
No
So,
worries.
okay?
And it looks like that we have helicopters involved as well. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I just trying to understand what kind of dispatch was sent out for the call.
Yeah, so that's why you're seeing the presence that you are.
Yeah, no,
we have
that
to
makes
take
sense.
it seriously.
I totally respect it. I
but-
understand you. I appreciate y'all treating me. Okay, guys, I'm currently being.
So he's being cool about the whole thing. He gets detained, and then when he's released, he goes back live and shares kind of the gist of what happened and what he was seeing. And we're going to take a look at that as well. And again, this is Jay in Denver at Denver Scientology Audit.
Back, guys. We've been released from detention. There was a weapons call, and I was placed. I was detained. Just got released. They just conducted their investigation. There was a helicopter, probably about 10 squad cars, And you can see some of the force just leaving now. So there's some right there. And then if we go over here, you'll see more of them over here. So I got the case number, and we're going to be looking up tonight who called in. And we're going to go from there. We're going to, we're back.
Can you believe this? Sweet Jay over there. I've been watching his videos. He's educating and raising awareness about Scientology, about what happened with Lisa McPherson, so many things. So I hate to see this happen to him. And I do believe there was somebody or another person that was there with him. If anyone is out in their area and wants to protest Scientology and join in, there's, good safety in numbers, be together. You could probably reach him through his channel. I'm going to reach out. I think I have his email somewhere. I've been wanting to talk to him. I just need to get to it. So if anybody knows him, tell him I want to talk to him and to reach out. But I'm going to go dig in my emails and see if I can find it there. Christy, thank you. She's saying, is there someone we could call about it, since Scientology using the police and making fake police calls is illegal? In Denver, I'm not sure. I mean, in LA, we've seen William Good has shared emails and things, people to reach in the police department. So, and maybe that's one of the things I will ask Jay and find out, and that we'll be able to share. So I'll try and find out more about that. But, that kid, he's a kid to me because I'm in my 50s. I know he's an adult. They're all adults. But the mom in me is always like, protect yourself. Don't go alone. Okay. Portland. We're going to jump over to Portland because Jeff over at PTS for Life was with Jeff Hawkins. I don't know if you guys know Jeff Hawkins. He was in the Sea organization. He wrote a book about it. Just amazing. When Jeff Hawkins was originally sharing his story, he was doing it on the down low through a blog. This is back when I was wanting to leave and planning to leave Scientology. And a lot of what he shared really helped me open my eyes to what was really happening in the Sea organization, things that I definitely was not aware of. What I knew was bad enough, but he shed a lot of light on this. So I was really excited to see Jeff out there with Jeff from PTS for Life. And they had a new tool. Scientology's got their new tools they're breaking out. So why not break out some new tools? And Jeff broke out the stick of truth. You cannot hide from the stick of truth. Oh, I love this because in Portland, they pull down the blinds as soon as they show up. Got to, exercise the blind tech. So they pull down the blinds, but then check this out.
The stick of truth shall set you free. And I definitely cannot read the chats, guys.
The stick of truth.
Whoa.
Notice how nobody is there. It's just this big, well-renovated, empty place. All the blinds are closed, but as you can see, Jeff's got one heck of a selfie stick, and it goes up to the top part and can see in.
I don't know. Did they let me guys let me know. Did the stick of truth give
Props to Jeff for the stick of truth. I love that. And that's in Portland. Getting creative, getting out the tools. There's more than one way to do this. And I love it. Modern dancer Natalie, did you see Oh No Nora No Surrender Live? Says Cult of Scientology security chief could be behind police treatment of protesters. I did not, but when I'm done with this, I will go check it out and see it because I would like to know. Clearwater, is the van recovered that I'm aware of? No, it's still being held, but I know that that's something that people are working on. Stefan E., are you aware that Mindy has certified herself online as a clergy so she can visit DOA anytime? No, I did not. I need to find out. I'll reach out to Mindy. I can't believe that's such a great idea. That's such a great idea. I know Lara mentioned in one of her streams that it sounded like she was going to be able to visit him during a certain time. Jan Schwartz, what about Josiah? Do you know what happened to him? I don't. I've heard nothing about that. He was picked up early in the evening, and the police said that it was not related to what was happening that night, but was related to something that happened a few months ago with Patrick Perry, when Patrick Perry's dog bit a bunch of protesters. And supposedly the claim was that Josiah aggravated the dog or something, which is so ridiculous when you look at how much footage that there is of it. But it's like, ugh, we're talking about the LAPD with this, and we just can't make it make sense. All right. Ison, only 350 million change money. Don't look at all the poor people in need. Look at that shiny thing. Yes, and that's in response to the Cardones, self-proclaimed billionaires, raising money for another billionaire's legal battle. Allie's mom, how do I report the GoFundMe? Can't figure it out. If somebody knows, can you put that in the chat or comments? Because I don't know. I know you need the link to the GoFundMe, and yeah, I think somebody will clue us in. Goosebump 801. I really like at Dub SV, very calm and well informed on the California prison system. Did 24 years. Wow. So that must be the @ for JD. That's interesting. A girl, LEAH Dundas, was a Scientology lawyer and was very much doing similar stuff and same political group as Cardones. Is there a deeper friendship? Ooh, is there? Yes, I've heard about this. In fact, we've heard DOA talk about LEAH Dundas being behind something that happened in Washington. And yeah, that's a great question. That's a good question. We should look deeper into that. Definitely. Wanda, I agree. NBC butchered the Cam and Danny's interview. Yeah. It was like so vanilla. Yeah. John Jay saying it's prison talk. My new favorite genre. Prison talk, is that what it's called? Cool. That sounds better, but I love it. Prison talk. When I was growing up as a kid, I had what I would consider to be well, maybe more, it was more like, towards my teen years, preteen, teen years. I was terrified of going to jail, of being held in prison. And it took me years, and I would have dreams about it. And it took me years before I didn't realize till I left Scientology that had to do with Scientology. And that's just how my brain was processing it. There was stuff going on in my teen years, like with where my sister was, and my sister was sent at 14 from Hawaii, where we lived, to go work for the Sea Organization. And I was there at 15 to do training. And it's interesting how later then, I think it was my brain trying to process this. So yeah, it was crazy. I'm just glad I don't have those. I don't have those nightmares anymore. The ones that I'll get on occasion are, which are still few and far between, are people from Scientology coming to handle me to get me to go back. But I haven't had that dream in a while, but once a while, a couple times a year now, it'll pop in. But enough about my dreams. Let's get on to this, or nightmares, actually. So Selfless is asking, how much money are we looking at if Scientology sold us this material? Oh gosh, it's been forever and a day since I've bought anything from Scientology, but hundreds. I remember those lecture series costing hundreds of dollars for each pack of them. Because Scientology, even though they produce these things themselves, they make them themselves, they don't sell them to parishioners at cost. Do not get it twisted. They're not about that. That's why it's so hilarious that they're at Goodwill right now. But hundreds for each one is what I recall. And usually Scientology wants you to buy them in sets. So it can be, a couple of $1,000s depending on how it's put together. Ison. It is so heartwarming to see how much Streets cares about the young folks. He is the big brother, dad for them. Love it. I agree. I love it too. And I love that they're learning, Oh, wait, we did that one. Learning about what their rights are and learning how to respond if something happens and you're taking into custody. It's so great. It warms my heart too. Kimberly, yes, free DOA. Make it trend. Free DOA. Wanda, I agree. I hope they contact the DOJ about the corruption as well. Nancy, thank you so much. Court date is our birthday game day. Road to 20,000. That is right. So DOA's court date is on March 13th, which is L. Ron Hubbard's birthday. And wait a minute. No. Back it up. DOA's court date is next Wednesday. March 13th is L. Ron Hubbard's birthday. That's somebody else's court date. And right now I'm going completely blank. So somebody tell me in the chat. It's also Danny Masterson's birthday on March 13th. And in Scientology, everyone has to play the birthday game to get their statistics straight up and vertical for L. Ron Hubbard, for David Miscavige, for Scientology. So here at the channel, we're playing the birthday game too. Our gift to L. Ron Hubbard and Scientology and David Miscavige is going to be growing this channel to 20,000 subscribers by March 13th, which is L. Ron Hubbard's birthday and Danny Masterson's birthday. So I appreciate your help. Another reminder to hit the subscribe button. They will love it. They will absolutely love it because they love expansion. And when things are straight up and vertical, those are terms that Scientology uses all the time with their people. Straight up and vertical. When David Miscavige does those propaganda videos for all of the members, sharing statistics totally out of context, it's complete word salad, but he does it. But what you hear over and over again is straight up and vertical. So I'm going to give him some straight up and vertical with this channel, expanding and growing straight up and vertical. Oh, that makes me laugh so much. Fluffer Squirrel saying DOA has a backup channel called at Streamer Wars with a Z. All right, cool. Cool. All right. I am going to grab some here. Okay, that's right. Okay, Amy, thank you. Thank you, Amy. Danny's is also Wednesday. Danny's court date. Cam's is March 13th. I wonder why. Doesn't that seem like really putting it out there? But yes, Scotty's is Wednesday. Danny's is Wednesday. That's what I thought. Danny's is next Wednesday. CMBR, so true. Scientology is the fastest dying religion on the planet. Absolutely. They're going in reverse. It's like, just like whoosh, downhill. It's a slow leak though. It's kind of like if you ever have an air mattress and you get on it, you're like, okay, this isn't too bad. I can do this, right? I can do it for one night. And then all night long, that just like you realize you're getting closer and closer to the floor, there's just this slow leak. That's Scientology. The more air that's let out, the more uncomfortable it becomes and will become. People are going to be open their eyes more and see this and see these messages in multiple different ways. People in Scientology, and I say this as someone who was in for 35 years, I did not know I was in a cult. That took like forever for me to realize that. Even when I left, I was like, okay, this is a cult. But my brain hadn't fully wrapped around that. And I'm dead serious when I tell you, it's really been the last couple of years that I think it took me a decade of being completely away from Scientology to really be able to look at it through my eyes today and know what I know now and learn other tools for dealing and coping with things in life. that I can look at it and realize so much like, wow, that was really messed up. There's so many things that happen that to me and to different members of my family, because 3 generations of my family was in Scientology, that I didn't recognize as being abusive at the time when it happened. I know I didn't like it. I know what I was pushing back on, but that's part of the mind control is they convince you that these forms of discipline, it's just what happens. It's just normal because it's normalized in Scientology and especially in the Sea organization to use abusive practices and call it discipline and blame the victim and make the victim feel like they did something to pull that in. So like our girl Pearl Snappy in Austin likes to say, what did you do to pull me in, Scientology? Which remember, mark your calendars, February 24th. It's going to be the opening of Scientology in Austin, and Pearl Snappy and friends are going to be there. And I'll be here sharing about it live in real time, checking in with Pearl Snappy. I think we're going to do a little red carpet, being it's such a big event, as they get ready and film more things to become propaganda for Scientology to use at L. Ron Hubbard's birthday event, which is happening in March. I don't know when that is yet. His birthday is March 13th, but the event usually happens on the weekend, and then it gets sent out to all the organizations around Scientology that are in Scientology, and they have their own individual events. So there's going to be plenty of opportunity to protest Scientology all over the world, especially in the United States. Thank you, Astral Flux. Hit the like button. Yes, Marlene, Pearl Snappy will be awesome February 24th. At Pearl Snappy, you got to go to her channel if you haven't. She does the most amazing parody songs that are hilarious. I can't get enough of that. You know who else does a good job with that? Kelly Copter. And I'm going to be talking to Kelly Copter today at 12 p.m. Central Time. 12 Central Time today. I'm going to put out a notification about it. I'm going to be chatting with her about quite a few things. But one big question I have is, how do you come up with these? You got to go to her channel, Kelly Copter, because she has done so many parody songs and it's great. What I really want to see is a collaboration between Pearl Snappy and Kelly Copter. I feel like that would just be a gift from the heavens. It would. It would be so amazing. I would love to see that. I'm going to ask Kelly about it. Maybe they already have something in the works. I don't know, because they're both just amazing. They're amazing. Yep, she is great. I cannot wait. She's super talented. This just amazes me. I love when people use their creativity to go at Scientology. It's just so wonderful. And yeah, that's what I know. That's what I know, people. So remember, today, 12 p.m. Central Time, I'm going to be talking to Kelly Copter. Tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. Central Time. 7:30 a.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. It's when you're going to catch me here. Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. Central Time, doing a recap. You can email me at natalie@tonkatalk.com, TONKTALK, and send me clips. If you can send a clip or a timestamp and explain what it is that I'm looking at or looking for, that really helps me put these recaps together. And we're seeing things all over the internet on different platforms. It's all coming out. It is all coming out. And I'm going to be here sharing it all with all of you. Truly appreciate you. Hit that subscribe button and the like button on your way out. And most importantly, as I like to say, get out there and have the most amazing cult-free day.